At the really beginning of the movie, we see somebody break out of prison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't know what his deal is until a little bit later.
Yeah.
So it's Preston's birthday, right?
Yeah.
And what does he get for his birthday?
I forgot.
He gets a check from his grandmother.
Yeah.
But the check doesn't say anything on it, right?
Yeah.
So what does his dad explain to him?
The blank check.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't have any money.
Is that it needs to be filled out. And whatever you write on the check, as long as it's signed, the bank will try and give it to you, right?
Yes.
So the next day, after Preston's birthday,
Yeah.
when he doesn't really get what he wants, right?
Yeah.
He's riding somewhere on his bike and his bike gets run over.
Yeah.
By who?
The guy that broke out of jail.
Yeah. And the guy that broke out of jail is running from the police. And the police show up and he wants to get out of there. So what does he do to Preston?
He knocks over his bike.
Yeah, but what does he do to try and make it okay? What does he give Preston?
A check that he signs, but it doesn't have any cost.
It doesn't have any dollars on it.
So as long as he puts as much money as he wants on it, the bank can give it to him.
Yeah. And what we don't know is that that guy stole a bunch of money and left it at the bank.
Yeah.
And he's working with the guy who owns the bank to take that money
Yeah.
and run away with it. But he told the guy at the bank that he's going to send his associate, Juice, right?
Yeah.
To come pick it up the next day.
Yeah.
So what does Preston do? What does he write on the check?
$1,000,000.
So Preston goes to the bank the next day, and what does he do?
He turns in the check.
And do they believe him?
Yes, because they think that it's Juice.
They think he's Juice, right? Yeah. But there's somebody else who works at the bank.
A pretty lady.
A pretty lady. But what does it turn out that the pretty lady is? She works for the FBI, right?
What is that?
The Federal Bureau of Investigations. And they're trying to find the guy who broke out of prison and stole that money, right?
Yeah, but that's at the end.
We don't find that out until the end.
Yeah.
But it's kind of important to recap the movie.
Yeah.
But Preston sees her.
Yeah.
Oh, before that, he tried to open a bank account with his $11 check from his grandmother.
Yeah.
And he couldn't because he needed a little bit more money, she said.
He needed $200 more.
He needed $200 more. But now, because they think he's Juice, he has $1 million, right?
Yeah.
So he comes back the next day and he opens his bank account.
Yeah.
And what does he start to do with his money?